Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tyler from House of Cards TCG, and I wanted to give you a little different of a video today. Basically, what I wanted to show you is kind of how I test decks. So, one thing that's really important in Yu-Gi-Oh is to know a lot of different decks, know how they operate, know how they play, because then when you have hand traps, you'll be able to hit those decks more effectively if you know the matchup and you know the deck. So a lot of times, what I'll do is sometimes it can be hard understanding the combos of different decks, right? So when you're testing decks, you want to make sure that you're getting your combos off correctly and not misplaying. And a lot of times with DB and live dueling, you're going to misplay because you don't know the interaction or you don't know how it works. So a lot of times I'll come over to Dueling Nexus. This is a different type of platform other than Dueling Book where you can test different interactions and actually play people live. A lot of times why people don't play Dueling Nexus is because it telegraphs if you have a hand trap in your hand. Whereas Dueling Book is just kind of an interactive play and there's no activated effects, no pop-ups that say, hey, do you want to activate effect? For example, the best example I can give you is when you're playing on Nexus and you go to summon, there will be nothing that says waiting on the opponent. And I'll show you that in a little bit. But basically when you're playing, it will pause your game and you won't be able to play until your opponent either checks yes or no, stating that they want to activate an effect, aka maybe a hand trap or something in hand that enables them to activate. So that telegraphs that they have a hand trap. And then let's say you're playing a combo deck. On your fifth summon, you could have comboed off with no stop, nothing waiting on the opponent. So it won't say like waiting on the opponent. It'll just let you go off. And then as soon as you hit the fifth summon, it will pause your play and you'll have to wait for a response from the opponent, which will basically let you know that your opponent has nib in hand. So that's why a lot of people play on Dueling Book is because it doesn't telegraph hand traps that your opponent may have. But for me, when I'm picking up a new deck, I want to learn the interactions and make sure I declare certain effects, certain targets. And Dueling Nexus actually does a great job of being able to tell you when effects happen and if they target. So you can go to Deck Editor. For example, you can see a lot of my different decks that I've played with here. The current one I'm testing is Dino. I'm actually doing something very different with Dino where I'm testing certain cards. So I don't want to take this deck to live play yet. I want to see if the deck operates well and if I'm able to combo off and build a going first Dino deck. So I'm going to take it over to Dueling Nexus and I'm going to test it there before I take it to Dueling Book and duel live people. And what I do here is you can find a ranked match. You could join a tag, join a match, or join a duel. You can also play against a basic bot. Now, here's what I'm going to say about the bots. The bots do their job, which is they're going to combo off against you and you're going to be able to play. Their interactions are not going to be competitive in the fact that if they have an interaction, they're probably going to use the negate or use the bounce on the first chance that they're able to do it. So keep that in mind as you're testing decks. You're not getting optimal gameplay, but it's enabling you to learn the decks, right? So what I typically do is I'll go create a custom game. You can do a 1v1, or for me, to make it easier, I'll play the best of 3. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Your opponent is going to play with banned cards or OCG enabled cards, okay? So you could pick the deck. I always just say random deck. When you play against decks, like for example, let's say that they play Zoodiac, okay? Your opponent just randomly picks Zoodiac. They're going to have the Borbo, or not Borbo, but the Broad Bull, and they're going to be able to go with 3 Drytrons. So, but again, it's not for competitive play. It's more for you to test and learn the deck. So let me show you an example of this. We're going to go ahead and play Dino because we're testing a deck and we're going to play against the Nexus bot. So we're just going to go through some rock, paper, scissors. They're going to win. Okay, so they're allowing me to go first. Now, here's why I like the Nexus style of play, okay? So let's start with, on here, we're going to normal summon the Scrap Raptor. Now, it is indicating to me that I can declare an effect of Scrap Raptor, okay? Now, over here, you can see I cannot do anything with these cards. It's not like Dueling Book where you can still normal summon it. I have no action that I'm able to do with these cards. So I go here, and I'm able to activate the effect of Scrap Raptor. Now, this is allowing me, this card, it says you can target one monster you control. So this is indicating that I need to target a card. Obviously, I'm going to target itself, pop it. Now it's going to ask me, do you want to activate Scrap Raptor in Graveyard? Okay, so it's telling me that Scrap Raptor has a graveyard effect. So I can hit yes, activate Scrap Raptor, which is when it highlights on the screen like that, it's declaring the effect. And now it's giving me the only card that I can search out of this deck. So not like DB where you have to open the whole deck and then pick the card. So this is helping you not misplay by these indicators that they do and limiting you to your search. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Scrap Chimera. Now, as you can see, the Scrap Chimera is highlighted again. The reason why is because with Scrap Raptor, you can go ahead and normal summon one Scrap monster in addition to your normal summon set. So as you can see, these cards are not lit up because I cannot normal summon them, but I can still summon my Scrap Chimera with a normal summon. Again, it's going to ask me, do you want to activate Scrap Chimera? Yes. And then it gives me my option, which pretty much is you can target the Scrap Raptor, summon it back. Okay, we're going to pick attack mode. Now we're going to go into the Wyvern, and I wanted to show you that as well. So we're going to activate the Wyvern effect. Wyvern's going to bring back the Scrap Raptor. Boom. And now it's highlighting, okay, which card do you want to destroy off the Wyvern? So we're going to target the Scrap Raptor. And then ask, do you want to activate Scrap Wyvern's effect, which is to pop a card. So it's asking you, do you want, if another face-up Scrap monster is destroyed by card effect, while you control this monster, you can special summon one Scrap monster from your deck, then destroy one card on the field. All right. Unfortunately, our hand is trash, but this is giving you an example of what you're able to do. So the effect is probably no, I'm assuming, because if we bring back Scrap Raptor, it doesn't really get us into anywhere. So we're going to go ahead and end here. Anyway, this is just for example. So now your opponent is going to be able to combo off and do a bunch of different things. And it's just a fast way to have to play against the board and not have to wait for somebody and to be able to test. And then it's just going to kind of go through some different simulators. Battle phase is going to hit over my Scrap Wyvern. And then we're going to go ahead and draw. Standby, main phase. Okay. Now, on main phase, again, we can do some more things. So let's go ahead this time and actually do the play we should have done, which is the Archosaur, which, by the way, I was just kind of going through. I know how to play dinos. I was just kind of going through showing the examples. So let's go ahead and summon. And we're going to activate the Archosaur. Of course, they're going to strike that. We will set the called by and pass because there's nothing else that we could do. But follow up, we got pretty good. They're going to MST it. So it's going to ask me, do you want to chain, right? And that is the pause. So if you're playing against a real opponent, they would have to wait for you to respond, indicating that you can respond. So we'll go ahead and called by. Let's just go ahead and hit the, there we go. Then hit the Draco Net. That way, just if the case there's any effect there. Again, I'm playing against the Cyber, so it's not like ultra competitive, but it's enabling you to work with the deck and play the deck and be able to learn the deck a lot better. This draw is actually broken. So now it's indicating what we can do here. And for some reason, my mouse decided to stop working. There we go. All right, so now off this, okay, it's like if this card in your hand, you can destroy two other monsters in your hand. So we're going to activate the effect, and we're going to target these two babies in hand, okay? You're going to be able to summon this card. And now you can banish from the extra deck because that is the effect resolving. And it's going to ask you, do you want to banish monsters from the extra deck? Yes. Okay. You can see my opponent's extra deck. So there's not much. So let's just go and banish him. We'll banish him and we'll banish him. All right. So we banish those three. Now we're going to be able to resolve the two babies. So we're going to chain link one baby, chain link two, the other baby. They're going to book that card. Now we can pop off here, right? So we'll bring out Oviraptor. And then we'll bring out the other baby with the other baby. And it's going to allow you to pick what you want to do. Now it's going to ask you, do you want to activate the Soul Eating Oviraptor? Yes. All right. Soul Eating Oviraptor, we'll grab ourselves a Misk. Now we can activate the Oviraptor because it's highlighted, letting us know that we have an activated effect that we can do. We're going to target the baby, and it's going to say, one card can be chained. That is the Misk. Do we want to chain the Misk? We'll say no. Right? So this is why I like having the Dueling Nexus to be able to test decks and to be able to see like, okay, what are we able to do and what are different plays that we can do, which would really up our gameplay and enable us to be able to play and know what we're playing against and different things like that. So let's just go through the gameplay so that you can see how this works. We'll activate Misc effect. We can still normal summon our Archosaur, which is pretty good. So we'll just do that. Normal summon the Archosaur, activate the effect, pop the baby, grab the double evolution pill. Baby effect's going to activate. Let's just go ahead and bring out our Scrap Raptor. And then we can still activate the Scrap Raptor, or we can activate double evolution pill. You can see it's going to let you know what, this isn't just our extra deck at all. Like if you see our extra deck, this is our full extra deck. So what it's letting us do is indicating what cards we can go into, okay? So it's a lot different. So we're going to go ahead and take those two, make the Burrow Savage. Then it's going to ask, do you want to activate Savage effect? Equip the Scrap Wyvern. And then what we could do is we can still do the Misc effect, which we haven't done. Misc effect can then bring out another card. So we'll do that. And it's going to, okay, so we activate Misc effect, and then Misc effect's going to say you can either do for 2 or for 4. So it's going to let you know, like, hey, you have the option to either go for 2 or go for 4. Well, let's just say we go for 4. Let's banish you. Let's banish you. Okay, so it's going to bring out our other soul-eating Oviraptor. And so, like I said, this helps you not misplay and to basically play pretty consistently here. So let's just go ahead and overlay those two. We're going to go for a Tornado Dragon. Activate Tornado Dragon effect. We're going to pop this back row, get rid of it. It's Mirror Force. So, again, not the high-level competition that you would think, but, you know, is what it is, right? Let's make some room. Let's get our Giant Rex out, and let's get our I don't know why I'm blanking here, but basically letting you know our UCT, sorry. And then we'll get the Giant Rex effect. Giant Rex gets to summon back out. That's at 2800 attack, and it gains the attack because it automatically gains the attack for each of your banished dinosaurs, so you don't have to know that. So basically it indicated that, okay, you have basically 4 banished dinosaurs or 3 banished dinosaurs, I'm guessing. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it gains 800 attack, and that's where that's at. So now you can go into battle phase, attack here, crash those, and then basically now you're just hitting for game. So that's Dueling Nexus for you. I think it's a really good place to test decks and to try different things and to be able to get the decks down before you take it into competitive play. So I just wanted to show that off and do a quick video for you so that you could see that and you can maybe help you improve your gameplay, try some new decks out, learn some new decks, learn how they operate, and be able to do it properly so that you can see the different things. So, and also once I get this deck down, I'll be bringing you a dino profile. So hope this was helpful for you guys. That's what we want to do here as streamers. So this has been Tyler with House of Cards TCG, and I'm signing out.